Good evening and welcome down to Soft TV, the singer-songwriter series. I'm your host, Anastasia Francis. And this evening we have with us Edward, also known as EIO.
Hello.
And the first song that he'll be playing for us tonight is Casablanca. Take it away, Edward.
It's like you're coming from the silver screen. Your hair like silk, your eyes like diamonds, the kind that pulls me in. And the sex in the words you speak, like something out of a novel for those above 18. I only have a few words to describe the passion when you take the next seat. In all truth and honesty, I've become obsessed with having you in my dreams. You're coming like a scene from Casablanca, the kind you know will last forever. The silhouette of your back makes the end of the dream all the better. You're the collection of my memories from never. Maybe it's just a fantasy, but I swear I saw you accidentally walking down my street. And if it's a fallacy to fall in love with Aphrodite, my heart is at the seams. You're coming like a scene from Casablanca, the kind you know will last forever. The silhouette of your back makes the end of the dream all the better. You're the collection of my memories from never. Your lips like lemon drops, they got me spinning like a falling top. Your kiss, your touch, they pull me in like a fish that's caught on the end of a string. All you got to do is to reel me in. You're coming like a scene from Casablanca, the kind you know will last forever. Silhouette of your back makes the end of the dream all the better. You're the collection of my memories from never.
That was beautiful. Thank you, Edward.
Thank you, Anna.
And that song was called Casablanca.
Yes.
Would you like to tell us a little bit about why you called that song Casablanca and what it's about?
Okay, I come from history of film lovers. My whole family are film lovers, and I love old films. So there was this time while I was in school, and I fell in love with this really, really old film from, I think, the 40s, since it was shot during World War II. It's called Casablanca. It's a black and white film. You can find it online. You can find it anywhere. And yeah, I always thought the ending scene where he walks away from the bar with his hand in the air and always looked really good. So that's where the line came from. I wrote this song when I was in Australia, and I was missing somebody, so that's why I wrote the song.
That's very interesting. What's the first song that you ever wrote?
The first song I ever wrote, that was ages ago.
You want to tell us a little bit about the song? What was it called? Are all your songs titled after movies?
No, definitely not. I wish they were titled after movies. Then it'd be really easy to find on Google. But no, the first song I ever wrote was when I was 16. I don't remember the name of the song. I don't even remember the song anymore. But it was for the girlfriend I had at the time. I really liked her very much, so I wrote a song for her. I never got to play it for her because we broke up shortly after. But yes, the first song I wrote was when I was 16. But in recent memory, the first song I wrote was a song called By the Pier. It was influenced by The Strokes. And yeah, maybe I'll play later, I don't know.
Okay. Would you like to tell us a little bit about your songwriting process? Now, with all the musicians that I know, everyone has a very, very different songwriting process. Like for me, I write lyrics first, then I write music. So how does it work for you? Do you write, is there a specific routine that you follow, or?
I don't know.
Tell us a little bit.
Well, for me, I usually get drunk first.
You get drunk.
No,
so
okay,
you write. Your
I don't
kids
really.
don't get drunk.
Yeah, I don't get drunk. I'm 23, by the way. I'm not a kid anymore. The one of the things I do when I write my music is I learned something when I was reading NME last year, and it was how Alex Turner writes music. Alex Turner from the Arctic Monkeys. And how he writes music, he thinks about girls. All his music is about girls. Everything from Are You Mine, Arabella, they're all about girls. You know, from the new album AM, which I love. And for me, how I write is I usually have a muse, and my muse changes with time. Like it could be a girl I just saw on a bus. It could be a girl I asked about a bagel about. It could be a girl I met long ago. So from there, I usually have either a tune or a phrase that pops into my head, and I fiddle around with it for a while. Sometimes I pick up the guitar, sometimes I hit to the piano. It doesn't really matter. And then that's how I write. I think about girls.
You think about girls. Okay, that's nice. Do you have a girlfriend?
Yes, I do. She is all the way in Toronto right now.
What's her name?
Her name is Sarah. And yes, I am looking forward to heading there and joining her soon.
I see. So you mentioned that your family, they're all film buffs?
Well, we like films. Film buff is me.
Okay.
Yeah, so I grew up watching a lot of VHS, watching a lot of Laserdisc, a lot of things, a whole lot of different movies, and everywhere. My parents would bring me to the cinema once a month, things like that. I even caught Phantom Menace on opening night when I was in the States. So yes, I love films.
So what I'm curious about is your family musical? Are you the only one in your family that is so talented, or can they all play instruments and sing?
My mother has a sharp ear. My sister can dance. My other sister plays the ukulele. My father plays piano. And I'm the only one that has decided to devote my whole life to music and the sort. So,
how did you make that choice? You just mentioned devoting your whole life to music.
When I was 16, I wanted to join a garage band. When I was 18, I wanted to form my own J-rock band. I wanted to learn Japanese and go to Japan, because Japan is one of the places where if you work hard enough and you work smart enough, you can definitely succeed. I've seen a lot of successful bands from all over the world go to Japan and succeed. And to play their main stadiums, it's just a dream, man. It's just a dream. Budokan. But when I turned 21, when I left Polytechnic after studying 3 years for my diploma, I asked myself, what do I really want to do? By then, I had dabbled in television, I've dabbled in marketing, I've dabbled in music, and I realized the only time I really felt alive was when I played guitar and I went on stage. So, as Oscar Wilde says, few men live, many men just survive. I choose to be one who lives.
He just quoted Oscar Wilde. That's awesome, Edward.
Thank you.
Now, you go by EIO.
Yes.
Would you like to tell us a little bit about how that name came about and what EIO stands for?
EIO stands for Etched in Oblivion. I came out the name when I was in Australia serving my national service, and the first reaction from everybody I know was, "Oh my god, that was so metal. Are you gonna play metal?" And I'm like, no, it's supposed to be like, ballady and emo-ish, because at that time I realized a lot of the songs I wrote were ballads, because I'm a sucker for ballads. I am a really big sucker for ballads. So I was thinking, what sounds emo enough, but yet gives me the itch to rock out a little bit more. And I was thinking, Etched in Oblivion, because why Oblivion? I read this comic called Dominic Deegan, and they have this band inside called Oblivion Folder, named after a folder that disappears. And so I was thinking, if you etch something into something that's bound to disappear, and it's a paradox on its own, it gives you staying power, kind of like how men die but legends live forever. So yeah, why not, try to be a legend. In a sense, it's a bit of an ego trip to want to create a legacy for the rest of the world to catch on after I die, but hey, why not? Give it a shot.
I actually think it's very inspiring. I really like it. It has a really nice ring to it, I must say.
Thank you.
What's the second song you're going to play for us today?
Should be Bethlehem. I actually just finished this in the studio not long ago with Cryptid Studios. They go for really, really good. So if any musicians are watching here, please go check out Cryptid Studios. They're really good. And you can find my music on my SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/EIO music. And it should be the first track right there. It's called Bethlehem.
Cool. Take it away.
All right. White streets of Bethlehem, going 50 all the way. These white streets of Bethlehem, it'd be better if you stay. Well, my radio's broken, my transmission's choked, but hey, at least it didn't ruin my day. White sheets of Bethlehem, I can't even see the road. These white sheets of Bethlehem, it's paved with blood and gold. With the leaves are falling, the trees are knocking, I gotta find my way home.
Thank you. Now that song was called Bethlehem.
Yes.
Have you ever been to Bethlehem?
No, I've never been to the home of Jesus, so no.
Would you like to tell us a little bit about that song, why it's called Bethlehem, and what was your inspiration for writing it?
Well, for me, Bethlehem was it's a song that means finding a way home. I was in the army. I was still in the army when I wrote this. I was training, doing my course. It was raining like hell, and I took out my pen and paper, and I was like thinking, the rain looks like sheets of paper, and it's white, and you can't see anything through the rain, so we were all indoors. And I was thinking about how much I missed home, how much I wanted to get myself home and just be safe. And nothing that week would have stopped me from getting home. Even if everything broke down, I would find my way home. I would get myself home. So that whole song is about going through whatever it takes to get home.
So you do write songs about things other than girls?
Oh, well, that's like one song.
Are there others?
No, actually. The rest of my repertoire is pretty much about girls.
All right. So how often do you perform, Edward? How often and where do you perform?
Well, tonight at 9 p.m. I'll be playing at Hard Rock Cafe Orchard.
Cool.
After Dennis Chikuli. Please check that out. Please, if you guys watching at home, please head down to Hard Rock Cafe tonight. Check out the wonderful bands. It's an open mic held by Michael Spinks.
Yeah.
And it's a wonderful place to be. It's a good opportunity. You get to meet so many musicians. You get to see so many people. How often do I play? Well, I try to play at this bar called The Beast, 17 Jalan Kelapa along Victoria Street, after Artistry, near the Santa Fe Grand Hotel, if I'm not wrong. And there's an open mic on Thursdays, and I go there to drink. So why not play as well? So when I get the chance, I go there to play as well.
So you do open mics at The Beast?
Yes, I
and
do.
Hard Rock Cafe?
Yes, I do. Of course, if I get more opportunities, I will definitely say about it. Like, if I'm correct, I should be playing Stage Fright in September. That platform ran by Kevin Matthews.
Okay.
Yeah, at Artistry. So yeah.
So do you ever get nervous when you're performing?
All the time. I'm actually shaking right now. If I had boots, you could hear them rattle.
I can't tell, honestly, at all.
I try.
So how do you handle nervousness?
When I can drink, I drink.
Okay, let's say there's no alcohol involved.
When I'm not drinking, I joke about a lot of things. I banter. I try to keep my mind occupied. As long as I can keep myself occupied, I don't see why I should be nervous, because nervousness only comes when you overthink. And if you overthink, then you're always going to be nervous. So think less, play more.
Think less, play more.
Yeah, that's how I go about it, because even on stage, like when you play a bad show, you strum a wrong note, you sing a wrong word, the show must go on. You cannot say, can we have a redo? Can we take that again? It's not like it's going to be a movie. You only have that one shot, that one opportunity, as Eminem says. So you have to go on. If you think too much about the mistakes, you're not going to finish the show. You're just going to break down on stage. So for me, I turn my head off. I remember as much as I can. I just play. If I have to read, I usually have a songbook, and I'll just read from that and just keep playing and let everything be instinct going on stage. And then of course, I'll remember the mistakes I made. I'll go off stage and think about that later. But as a musician, as a person who loves going on stage, I try not to think about the stage fright.
What do you love most about being on stage?
Being on stage, it's a wonderful opportunity. It's, in a sense, loving to be on stage is attention seeking. It is very attention seeking.
Okay, so you like the attention?
I love the attention, but that's not why I do it. I do it because when you're on stage, you're given this opportunity to influence a person's life, influence people. Your music can influence how a person enjoys their meal. What you say on stage can influence how a person feels for the rest of the night. Maybe someone out there was brokenhearted, and then you can just play some Elvis, Love Me Tender, or Blueberry Hill, and that person will be like, reminisce, and just feel a lot better that night. Maybe that night someone just lost their dog, and you play a song about love lost and love found again, and that person feels a little better. So yes, what I love about playing on stage is how we influence others through our actions on stage, what we say and what we do.
That's beautiful. What is the next song you're going to play for us?
It's a song I wrote. It's called Not to Think About You. Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to have Edward play his third song for us tonight. This is Not to Think About You.
I etched your name on the back of a paper towel, in ink like the blood flowing in my veins. I wrote your name ever so lightly. You took my breath ever so slightly. I shake when I hear your name. I whispered it in a crack on my wall, hoping it'll whisper back. It was the wind when I heard a knock on my door. When I looked, I saw your back, but you didn't turn. I knew right then you'd leave. You are the sunshine in the morning when the buses are late. You are the rain that's in the evening when the taxi's away. And I swear I haven't learned not to think about you. I drew your image on the mirror of my bath. Thinking about yesterday, it helped me picture you clearer. Since you've been away, and I hope I find a little more of myself in your face. You are the sunshine in the morning when the buses are late. You are the rain that's in the evening when the taxi's away. And I swear I haven't learned not to think about you. If one day I do forget your name, I swear I'll hear a record and be caught all the same. It doesn't matter to you, but honey, I promise I will. You are the sunshine in the morning when the buses are late. You are the rain that's in the evening when the taxi's away. And I swear I haven't learned not to think about you. And one day I swear I'll learn not to think about you.
Thank you. That was a beautiful song. I think that was actually my favorite one out of the 3 that you played today.
Yeah, it's a ballad. Like I said, I like writing ballads.
Not metal. Yeah, we were very clear on that.
Yeah.
So would you like to tell us a little bit about the inspiration for that song? How you came about writing it?
I wrote this song in late December, early January. It started as this because at the time Sarah left, and then we broke up, and I was seeing someone else. So the song initially, when I started writing the first few verses, it was just about this girl who made my blood boil. She pissed me off like no reason. Okay, not
but
really.
But it sounded like that you really loved the girl.
No,
like that's what I got.
No,
I mean, that's the message I got.
That's when I started the song. It was writing about a girl who really pissed me off.
Okay.
I mean, we had a few good dates, but I couldn't stand some things.
I hope she's not listening.
I don't think she's gonna watch. I'm not gonna name names because I did see a few people at the start, so go figure. So I started writing, and then because during that time when I broke up with Sarah, we were still really close. We still talked a fair bit, and I asked myself this question when before she left, I asked myself if I asked her to stay, would she stay? Of course, the answer was no, but well, she flew off anyways, and that's where the rest of the song came to inspiration. And every time I sing the chorus, that's what it means. Why sunshine in the morning when the buses are late? Because when I was in the army, I wake up before the sun rises, and if the sun hits me at the bus stop, I'm late for work. And it was a rainy season, so if I couldn't catch a cab at night, I couldn't head out. So this song is a love song for her, and that's why I wrote the song. And Inspiration came from everywhere. I stole a few verses here and there from everyone, and yeah. Yes, the song is about her. The song is for her, and yeah, that's how I came about with the song.
What's her name?
Sarah.
Oh, it's for Sarah.
Yeah, I mentioned that a
Okay.
few times.
Okay. Sorry, it's just like you say this girl and then that girl and then anyway.
Yes, I have
Okay,
a very
Sarah,
complicated
that was for you.
life.
Okay. You quoted Oscar Wilde and then you quoted Eminem and you mentioned like the Arctic Monkeys and a few
I
other
absolutely
people.
love them.
So-
you should check them. You should check out the comments about Metallica playing Glastonbury. It's wonderful.
Yeah. So my question is, Edward, who are your heroes?
My heroes. Well, I'm actually very heavily influenced by Jack White from the White Stripes.
Okay.
Because I love how he takes the very simple things. Like Bethlehem is a White Stripes inspired song. I know some people would say, "Oh, sounds like Nirvana, sounds like Offspring, sounds like I don't know." But I'm inspired by the White Stripes, where he takes 3 chords and he makes perfect magic with it. You know, he just plays that 3 chords and you just drawn in. Like the songs like he writes, Blue Orchid. You know, he just plays that one riff, and you're just like, wow. And like that's my music inspiration. I know a lot of people would be like, oh, but you know, that's, you know, you shouldn't be looking at Jimi Hendrix and stuff. Well, Jimi Hendrix got me started on the guitar, not that much, and how I got into blues was Jimi Hendrix. But my main influence right now for instrument writing is the White Stripes. For lyrics would be people like Miles Kane, Alex Turner, Chris Martin, people from the UK, because not that American musicians aren't good or any other musicians aren't good. It's just the British people, when they write lyrics, they have this beauty in the imagery. You're drawn in by the sophistication, the complications of the lyrics, and you just wow, you know, how it's a simple thing like I love you, and yet they could make poetry out of these 3 words. And that's what I love about the writers from Britain, and that's how I draw my lyrics from, or at least how I try to write my lyrics from.
Okay. So what's your favorite thing about being a musician?
My favorite thing about being a musician, what is my favorite thing about being a musician besides the fact I get to write, I get to play music, and I get to influence people? My favorite thing about being a musician is that I can use my music and make people happy. Because growing up wasn't easy. I moved a fair bit growing up. The radio was my best friend. I mean, no offense to all my best friends out there, but yeah, growing up, my best friend, the one that was there when I would come home, or the one that I couldn't sleep on nights I couldn't sleep, would be the radio. The radio is there for me. And music influenced my life. Music saved me when I was depressed. Music calmed me down when I was raging, when I was everywhere. Music is what saved me, and I want to do that for other people with my music as a musician.
And you get to declare your love for Sarah.
Yeah. I mean, declarations of love, because for me, love is a very uncomplicated thing, where love doesn't need to have labels. That's what I feel. So yeah, I'm not going to get into that, but yeah, declarations of love are actually very secondary compared to the way your music can influence others, because a lot of songs are written for specific people, but when a person hears it and he feels that that song can carry his message, he will use that song for someone else as well. So even if a song is a declaration of love for someone else, from me to Sarah, or from me to any other girl out there, well, it doesn't matter. That's secondary. What's most important is how my music has influenced and helped someone today. Then to me, that's most important, and what I love most about my music.
That's beautiful. So if you weren't a musician, what do you think you'd be?
If I wasn't a musician, I would be dead.
Spoken like a true musician. But okay, so assuming you never got into music.
To be honest, if I wasn't in music, I would want to be a television producer. I absolutely love television production. I love arranging things, having to call and beg people to do things, having to hold the whip on a set, and because I come from mass communication. My final year, my specialties were more geared towards camera work and television. Yeah. Even though my internship was in marketing, I absolutely loved every bit of it. Even if it meant going home late, carrying a lot of equipment, you know. That's something I knew was part and parcel of life. But the thing is, I get to create something so beautiful. Television. I get to create television, you know, even if you don't watch it on
television
TV.
is beautiful.
Television is beautiful, people. Don't forget that. You watch television.
What are your favorite shows?
Even on your computer. Okay? So, one of my favorite shows, Friends, How I Met Your Mother. I love situation comedy. Frasier, Seinfeld. I watched a bit of MASH. Presently, I'm watching Doctor Dramas because I finished Scrubs recently. I'm a little late, yes, I know, but I'm catching this Korean drama right now called Golden Time.
Okay, so you're into the Korean stuff.
No, I am actually very into the Korean things. No offense to Korean fans out there, but I'm just not interested in the whole Korean Hallyu. I think they call it Hallyu wave, where you know people are like, oh, K-bands, K-pop, K-movies, K-dramas. Yes, I take it, they're pretty. Yes, I get their dramas are nice, but you know, I'm very picky about what I like to watch. So yeah, this one, however, is really good though. Golden Time. People should check it out. It's about doctors.
All right, but of course you're a musician, and you know, the world is very grateful for that because your music is wonderful.
Thank you.
What is the last song you're gonna play for us tonight?
I'm a little caught between songs.
You have to pick one.
Well, the next song is Could Be Mine.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to say something about that before I start?
You could, yeah. Sure.
Okay. I wrote this song for a girl. Before I got back with Sarah, I was seeing this girl for a while, and things were a little shaky here and there. And in a sense, this song was how I was trying to tell her that I was into her, because I knew I was definitely into her. So, yeah, this song was kind of written for her. So yeah, I'm not gonna name names. Don't ask me to name the girl.
I didn't say anything.
Your lips, your intentions read.
No, I learned my lesson. All right, so this is sorry, what's it called again?
Could Be Mine.
Could Be Mine. All right, so this is Edward on Could Be Mine.
I've been waiting for a long time coming. Even before you walked into the room, my mind, it can't stop racing. I can feel my heart going boom. I don't know what I'm trying, but it seems to work on other girls. And yeah, it doesn't impress you. Still I try. Even if you break my heart into 1,000 pieces, even if the sun decides to suddenly leave us, I won't be left in the cold as long as I know that you, yes, you could be mine. Now don't you try to convince me that I should be looking to the wind, when you got me right here waiting, telling me you'll never let me in. Now don't you try to confuse me when you pull me in just for a kiss, and then you leave me hanging. Still I try. Even if you break my heart into 1,000 pieces, even if the sun decides to suddenly leave us, I won't be left in the cold as long as I know that you, yes, you could be mine. And so it goes to show that this is not impossible, even though I know you don't want me to know you're available. I don't care what it takes, 'cause your beauty's undeniable. I know when I look at you. Even if you break my heart into 1,000 pieces, even if the sun decides to suddenly leave us, I won't be left in the cold as long as I know that you, yes, you. Even if you break my heart into 1,000 pieces, even if the sun decides to suddenly leave us, I won't be left in the cold as long as I know that you, yes, you could be mine, could be mine, could be mine.
All right, that's all we have time for this evening. Thank you so much, Edward.
Thank you, Anna.
Do you have a message that you would like to, do you have a shout out for your friends or for anybody before we say goodbye?
Okay, well, I forgot to say this thing. I wrote this song, Could Be Mine, with my bandmate Adrian, which if you look at the image for today's episode, it's the tricks. We're together in the tricks, but because I'm now playing alone,
yeah,
so I'm going as EIO.
Yeah.
Well, so shout out to Adrian. Thanks for helping me with this song. I like to give a shout out to all my friends out there who are watching. I don't know if you're watching. And
Everyone's
if you're watching this on YouTube,
Of course they're watching.
if you're watching this on YouTube, you're late. And a shout out to Dennis Chikuli, who's playing Hard Rock tonight. Thank you for offering me to, join you for a while in Australia next year. And as well as to my best friend, Angela, who has supported me through all my years of bitching and moaning.
All right. Thank you, Edward. So you can catch Edward at The Beast on Fridays. And
Thursdays.
On Thursdays, and Hard Rock Cafe Orchard on Sundays for some of the open mic nights. And of course, you can check out his Facebook and his SoundCloud. So stay tuned for the next act. I believe that's Kelvin Smokey Ng. And we'll be seeing him really shortly.